What's up, what's up? This reading is for Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn energy, whether this is your sun, moon, or rising. I hope you all are doing well. We just got out of Cancer season. We are officially in Leo season, a season of fire, of self. It's all the fifth house stuff. This is about your ego, your identity, your social status, at least in general for the collective. This might be different for, where it lands in your chart. We also just had a full moon at the end of last week on Friday, July 23rd, which was very, very, very intense. So if you felt that, I hope you were able to breathe through it and get through it pretty, in a healthy way. Let's see what the cards have to say for this week. I'm actually out of the country this week, so I don't have all of my oracle cards. We're gonna do what we can. All right. So earth signs, please. What's going on with the earth signs? Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Okay, so the first thing I'm picking up for you guys is that there have been some emotions that have been arising in you that are kind of making you stuck. They're kind of making you feel stuck. So we have emotional whirlwind, affected, dramatic, unstable, and then we have frozen, stillness, silence, no words, and then we have mirror, reflection, shared feelings, and you. So what I'm seeing this as, the emotions rising up, and instead of reacting, right, or going crazy, or whatever people do, different things that they do when they have like an emotional thing come up. For you, what it's doing is it's making you feel stuck, still, stagnant, frozen, right? It's not allowing you to speak. It's putting you in a place where you actually don't know what to do with this energy. All right. With the mirror card, reflections, shared feelings, and you, I think that this is a time where you should be reflecting on your feelings, where you should be reflecting on where you feel those feelings in your body, why you feel them there. What does it mean that you feel a certain way about somebody else? Because usually the way we feel about other people has a lot more to do with us than it does with other people. I also feel like you guys are really tired. Like I just started to feel really tired. And so you may just be needing a break. You may just be needing a break just from just all of the energy and all of the emotional processing that came with Cancer season. Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Okay, you may have made some decisions to let some people go, to block them, to push them away. They have also might have made decisions as well that made them seem very defensive. Excuse me. Okay. And then we have the Eight of Swords in reverse. This is, I don't want to deal with it anymore. I'm ready to get out of this mental prison. I'm ready to not, take on other people's things. I'm ready to not have to listen to their stories or their problems. And also you're trying to get out of your head this week. You're trying to not just live in that space where you feel like it's all cerebral and you're trying to constantly figure out what the next thing to do is. With the Judgment card, you may have already made a decision. You maybe already made a decision to isolate, to just spend some time away, to reflect, right? With the Judgment card, this is a decision being made. This is also maybe a decision to bring somebody back around. Yes. The Seven of Wands here is about feeling defensive. It's also about boundaries. How are your boundaries? Are they strong? Are they, are they easy to read? Right? Are your boundaries easy to read when you say, no, I don't want to do that, or I don't do those things, or, this is how I want this in my house, or whatever it is. Are you being clear? Is it easy for other people to understand? And in recent weeks, it may have been even harder for other people to understand because they've just been going through so much collectively with the energy that we've been sharing. Okay, so let's move to the challenge. What's the challenge? What's a challenge that we need to be aware of, that we need to overcome for the earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn? What is the challenge, please? Okay, we have distance, separation, space, barriers, and then we have limit. Final straw, overload, breaking point. You guys are tired. I feel tired. Wow. Okay. So with this challenge, it looks like you've been pushed to the point of no return. It looks like you're at the point where you just are not putting up with it anymore. You've reached your breaking point and you're ready to take some space. And the challenge is when you're at that point, you may shut down. You may just kind of close the door and say, I'm just going to hermit up and stay in here forever. I don't want to deal with it. And so the challenge is also recognizing, what are your limits? You know, at what point do you reach this so that you don't do that again to yourself? What sort of communication do you need to learn in order to not get yourself to this place? You might also be doing this because you want to avoid stuff. You want to avoid looking at yourself. You want to avoid looking at what you have to change, and you're not ready to change it. And the thing with Leo energy and also Venus being in Virgo, Venus, the planet of love, is in super overly critical, analytical Virgo right now. So that critic that's criticizing all of our relationships with this Leo energy of like pride and ego can very much put you in a place where you just refuse to look at it. You know, you just refuse to take it on. You just say, you know, I don't have time for that. I'm not worth that. That's not what I want, you know? And so that may be a blind spot for you. You also could be dealing with somebody like that. Okay, what's the challenge, the blockage? All right, we have the Queen of Cups. You might be dealing with a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. But the Queen of Cups in a challenge position is saying that you need to find a healthier way to deal with your emotions, okay? We need to find a healthier way to emotionally balance some stuff, to release the pain, to release the hurt, to release the anger. We need to find healthier ways to do this, okay? The King of Pentacles in reverse is saying that maybe you don't feel safe being emotionally vulnerable. Maybe you don't feel secure. Maybe you're dealing with an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, that isn't allowing you to feel secure. Something about the way that they react, something about the history that you have together just seems to constantly bring conflict. So the challenge here, right, has to do with first taking space, listening to your body, building awareness as far as like, what am I feeling right now? Is this anger? Is this sadness? Is this resentment? What is this? Name it, right? Name it to tame it. You name it so that you can learn to process that emotion, so that you can learn to say, I'm feeling angry right now. Let's revisit this conversation in a few hours or tomorrow, you know, so that you can feel safe, because you've been avoiding the emotions for too long. And so now what's happening is it's making you literally stuck. Like you're not sure what step you should take next, right? And it's bringing in a lot of inner conflict. Okay, and this is not for everybody, by the way. Let me just say that, because I know some earth signs are not exactly here, but for those of you who are watching. All right, advice. What's the advice for the earth signs this week? Let me pull some tarot over this. Advice for the earth signs, please. Oh, dang it. A whole card fell on the floor. Okay. Let me grab that. The Hermit card. So we had the Hermit card and the Capricorn card pop up in this reading. So you might be dealing with another Cap or another Virgo. But what we have here for the advice is there's a need to be honest about what doesn't work for you. And there's a need for you to be honest about what you want and what you've always wanted. You know, with longing, it says aching, pining past love. And with clashing, it says differences, incompatibility, and conflict, right? So there's a need to acknowledge what is and isn't working for you, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a way that you have of being with, you know, friends or family. You know, maybe you've been very rigid because of this like emotional processing, and that's clashing and it's not giving you what you want. You know, or maybe you're dealing with somebody that just doesn't gel with you. And so, I just realized my music isn't on. Let's turn it up. There we go. Maybe you're dealing with somebody that isn't, you know, gelling with you. And there's a need for you to say like, wow, I really wanted this to work, but it's not working. Any of those things. So then we also have the 10 of Cups that came up, which is about emotional fulfillment, happiness, joy, feeling complete, feeling fulfilled by your relationships, okay? The advice is to look at that. Are you fulfilled by your relationships, and are you fulfilling your duty as the other person in this relationship? Or did you fulfill your duty? You know? The Hermit card here is talking again about needing to reflect inward, needing to reflect in yourself, needing to spend some time shining a light on some of the dark parts, okay? And then we have the Devil card in reverse, releasing toxicity, releasing what's been chaining you down, right? So let's say, for example, when you are hit with a conflict, you tend to just, you know, shut down. Has that been working for you? You know, or maybe when you're in a conflict, you're choosing to just power through the argument. How is that working for you? Right? So visit some of those questions and try to figure out what isn't gelling with you and how these things are or aren't building healthy relationships for you. Okay? What is the outcome here? Okay, I'm gonna just go with this first, and then I'm getting a few different things. Okay, so the first thing I have here is shattered, broken hearted, destroyed, damaged, and I also have rejection, irrational fear, saying no, dismissal. So the first image that I got is that you're able to shatter the way things used to be, which could be very positive. That could be a very positive thing. So that you don't feel like you're the one that's being responsible for upholding something that doesn't even work for you in the first place, right? So I'm getting that message. And then with rejection, you may not see eye to eye with this other person. You may not see eye to eye with how they do it or how you do it or what the actual greater plan should be, and that's okay. Okay, the underlying energy is boundaries, saying no and drawing the line. So part of this whole thing, part of this whole lesson, part of, you know, your emotions being overly activated and having to analyze what is working, what is not working, is so that you can learn how to set proper boundaries. So that you can set boundaries that not only allow you to work, that not only allow you to have healthy relationships, but they also allow you to give time to yourself. Time is such a valuable, valuable thing. You want to be able to shower yourself with your own time. Okay? See what the outcome is. It says, okay, we have the Page of Swords. New ideas, new messages, new observations, new downloads. This is a breath of fresh truth, where the swords are used to cut things away that don't work. The swords are also about intellect, using your mind, and preparing yourself for the conversation. Okay, then I have the Ace of Cups, a cup of love, a cup of abundance. My cup runneth over, right? So with the Ace of Cups, this is also a time for you to reset by spending some time reflecting, by spending some time being honest with yourself, by spending some time releasing any toxic energy. You're actually giving yourself more love. You're actually giving yourself more time. You're watering your own plants, which is great. Good for you. See if there's any final messages for the earth signs. One day, someday, somewhere, another time, whatever it is that's coming to you, right? This love, this refreshing energy, this new structure, this release of toxicity, it's going to take processing. It's going to take time. It's going to take living intentionally in every moment. But one day, this silhouette is going to become clear. Okay, I have receptive here on the bottom, open heart, softness, vulnerability. And that for me, it's saying like you are working towards becoming more vulnerable, which is strength. Okay, you are working towards becoming more able to receive. You are working towards clearing out some toxicity in order to be able to welcome love, abundance, feminine, creative energy. Any last messages for the earth signs? It's a rough week. I'm not gonna lie. It's a little rough. Ooh, that's a great card though. Any last messages for the earth signs? Nice. The sun, Leo energy. But the sun in Leo is gonna bring you a lot of great things to look at. It's going to be able to pick you up a little bit. You might have a Leo that reaches out to you, wants to spend time with you, see you for their birthday. Go ahead and do that. I think it would be a great idea to start to visualize what the outcome of this lesson is. On the other side of this lesson, what does it look like? What kind of relationships are you having? What do those boundaries look like? How respected do you feel? How uplifted do you feel? Okay, that's what this is about. If need be, apologize. If somebody else apologizes, try to practice compassion. And just be receptive to that. And also, who brings conflict. So use your discernment to not engage with people that are going to just wrap you back up in it. All right. Those are your messages. Happy Leo season. I hope you have an amazing first week of Leo season. I will be back next week. Get some rest. All right. See ya.